button entirely. Let me hit record, and we'll let it run for a minute or so that I'm sure that it's recording for the show and the things and the stuff and the face.
I like stuff. Faces are okay. Depends on the face. There's some faces I'm more fond of lately than others.
Speaking of faces that I'm fond of, while I was cleaning up my office today, I found your last Christmas card, Brian, and I was like, oh, look at how adorable Sam is. And there's Brian.
Did my face make it onto that by accident? Because it's basically an advertisement for Sam. So.
Well, I mean, it's hugged up next to Carrie, so I guess that was the best they could manage, or you could manage, or she could manage. But yeah, what an adorable Sam. I guess this was this year's. There's actually no year, so it could be that this was last year's because it's been a while since I actually cleaned off my desk.
I have to see it to tell, so you can show it to me later when we're not actually recording.
It's the one that had Sam hugging Stitch.
That was probably from last year because we went on the cruise with Carrie's parents in November.
Yeah. And Stitch is wearing a lei, so yeah, that probably makes sense.
Disney cruises, definitely not a thing right now or for the foreseeable future. Not just for us, for everybody. We're talking about tight quarters.
My favorite kind of quarters. Wait, no. Anyway, nothing. It's alright. That is now 2 minutes of recording, so surely it's working. So, I guess, here we go. Ow, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is episode 602 of the Mana Pool. And you have to say it like that. 602. 602. Anyway, I am Chewy, the lead dork, and I'm fascinated by the sound of 602. Hi, dorks!
I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler, tangent master of the group, and I guess I would say like 602. You gotta say two. Like you gotta enunciate that T. So 602.
I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the game lore guy. And when I want someone to make sure they know what number I'm saying, I would say it as 602.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And if I was saying it, it'd be 60 dose.
Dose. 602. Anyway.
I say 60 dose because my Spanish is bad.
Extremely. So, last week was 601, and we did our first look at Zendikar Rising. So now, this week, we're going to do our second look at Zendikar Rising.
Yes, because last week we got through, I think, all the mythics and planeswalkers and some of the legendary creatures, right? Or
yeah.
We made a point of necessary legendary creatures. We're like, there's a lot more to go through here, and it's late. So here we are, talking about more of the stuff.
We didn't even mention, like, the milling thing, because apparently there's a milling thing.
Yeah.
There's a couple milling things.
What? Not thing as in card, thing as in sub-theme.
Sub-theme? Yeah. Okay.
So, hey look, there's some cards. Why don't you guys tell me what to talk about, or tell us what a card, and I'll go find it.
So you're asking chat?
Well, you guys, chat. Anybody that's not me.
Skyclave Apparition is a card that I had to read at least 3 times before I got what was going on. It's in white. It costs 1 and 2 white for a 2/2 Core Spirit. It's a rare. It's a ghost. And when it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target.
Okay, sorry.
I have no response to that. When Skyclave Apparition enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less.
Okay, so a little thing that's not yours.
Right.
Got it.
4 or less, 4's starting to get kind of big. When Skyclave Apparition leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner creates an XX blue illusion creature token where X is the converted mana cost of the exiled card.
Oh, so they don't get it back.
They don't get it back.
Oh, that's cool.
And they don't even get the illusion until this thing is killed, bounced, exiled, whatever.
Well, that's neat.
This feels mean. I mean, yeah, sure, I'll take a 3/3, a free 3/3, I guess, but I probably wanted the thing that I lost more.
Yeah.
This feels obnoxious.
And I don't think I realized until just now that this can target anything with converted mana cost 4 or less, not just a creature.
Yeah.
I think that's what I thought it was at first.
Planeswalker, a lot of Planeswalkers cost 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it says non-token, so you can't get their token for free, and give them a 0/0 later. But also you cannot, for whatever reason, get rid of the tokens that you make with this. Say if you've got some sort of blink effect. Thassa is still legal, right? It's not going anywhere. The only stuff that is going anywhere is from Return to Ravnica Part 1 and 2 and War of the Spark and Core Set something. So, in Standard. So
Not the last core set, the one before that.
Right.
Yeah.
2020, yeah. Because we need to get rid of anything with 2020 on it. But
accurate.
One thing I think is kind of funny about this is you get an illusion, but because it's non-token, non-land permanent, that means you could remove an artifact and there's a ghost artifact. Or an enchantment. It's a dead enchantment.
Just a vengeful ghost of Umezawa's Jitty.
Ah!
Mm-hmm.
that actually would be terrifying.
Or one of the swords.
Or the Throne of Bone.
I knew the Throne of Bone was haunted.
I do think that that's a fun way of saying, okay, that like in terms of enchantment removal or artifact removal, this is a fun way, fun sort of way of getting rid of that stuff.
Yeah, and it's balanced, kind of, sort of, because they get a thing, and for non-green, XX for that mana cost.
Pinball Witch pointed something out.
What's that?
Because this isn't worded the new way, you can actually sacrifice it in response to the first effect. So they don't get an illusion.
Huh.
Because nowadays this would say, until this leaves the battlefield.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be possible to write it in that way.
And hey, Kieran Zen is now following. Thank you much. Welcome to the pool. Hope I said your name right.
And if you didn't, send us an email.
Don't do that. I don't ever check the email. I mean, I always check the email. I don't respond to email anymore. I'm the worst. These guys don't even respond to my emails half the time.
You sent emails?
What?
Exactly.
All right, what else we got? Oh, hey.
Quad Commander.
I was about to say, there's a card right next to it that looks interesting. Tell us about it, Dirk.
So for 3 and a white, it's a rare core warrior. That's a 3/3. When Squad Commander enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white core warrior creature token for each creature in your party.
Nice.
So if you have a cleric, a rogue, wizard, blah blah blah. At the beginning of
There's
combat
literally
on
one
your...
more, and he goes blah blah blah.
There you go.
I was just thinking that. Okay, keep going, Dirk. Sorry, we had to make fun of you.
That's okay. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn.
Damn. Sorry, by itself, it's a 4/4 for 4 because it's a warrior, so you're automatically going to get 1/1/1.
Mm.
So that's cool. But then with the full party, things get silly.
So it is just the 4 types and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. It does not. You cannot have bonus types. It has to be those 4: wizard, warrior, rogue, cleric.
And
Four warriors of light, huh?
pretty much, yeah. And you can only have... So if you've got like a changeling, just to reiterate for Dirk and for everyone else, if you've got like a changeling, which all of these types, it's still only 1.
Mm-hmm.
Each creature. So if you have like a rogue wizard somehow, it's still only 1 of them. You got to pick 1.
But if you have 4 changelings,
then you're good to go. Exactly. But yeah, whenever it says full party, whenever it says a number in your party, all of the things that look for party are looking for a number between 1 and 4.
Yeah. Cannot exceed that.
Correct.
Yeah. There's an artifact that basically does a lot of work. Just real quick, it's a common. The Stonework Pack Beast. For 2 is a 2/1 artifact creature beast. It's common. It is also a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. So, there you go.
Oh yeah, the limited fixer type
Basically.
thing.
Also, it has pay 2, add 1 mana of any color. So it really is a fixer of all the limited things. Mana and parties.
And the flavor text is amazing. It will happily carry home your treasure or drag you back to civilization as circumstances demand. Nice. Okay, so Wolfie in the chat, scroll up, said the kicked sorcery that mills. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna need a name. Gonna guess it's blue.
It is. It's Maddening Cacophony.
Maddening Cacophony. Oh yeah, we looked at the art on this one last week, but I don't think we read the card.
I don't think we did.
Well, what's it do then, Mike, with your beard and your face?
So it's a rare sorcery. The regular cost is 1 and a blue, but it also has a kicker of 3 and a blue. So it's either 2 or 6. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If the spell was kicked, instead, each opponent mills half their library, rounded up.
Rounded up.
Mm-hmm.
Does traumatize round up or down?
I think it rounds down, but I will check Gatherer.
I can't remember. Yeah, last week we made fun of the art on this one because this looks like it was like the 15th take and he was just done emoting.
Traumatize rounds down.
Yeah.
Okay. But still, for 1 and a blue, mill 8 cards seems pretty good. Glad it's a rare for limited play. because I could see picking up 2 of these if they were uncommon and being like, all right.
Now we play the waiting game.
That's half of a limited deck, pretty much. So
Without the kicker. Whoa.
without the kicker, yeah. The weird thing about
that number 8. Keep going. Sorry.
I was just gonna say the weird thing about this is that early on in the game, the kicked version is better, and later in the game, you can get to the point where the unkicked version is better. So, because the kicked version will never take away their last X cards, but the unkicked version can. What were you gonna say, Mike?
I was going to start going into something related but different. That number 8 is important because there's several cards in blue and black that care about whether your opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. They do something special.
I thought I saw something about that, like a counter spell, but I was not.
Yeah, there is. The counter spell is actually the first card in the blue list, Anti-Cognition.
What a great name, by the way.
I know. It's wonderful. I'll go ahead and read that. It's an instant. It's a common for 1 and a blue. Counter target creature or planeswalker spell unless its controller pays 2. If an opponent has 8, not even that one. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, instead, counter that spell and scry 2.
So for 1 and a blue, counter a spell. Period. Just counter spell, then scry 2.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. I mean,
So
yes.
early in the game, it's a tempo counter, and then later in the game, it's just a hard counter.
It's a hard counter with
Whoa.
with card selection.
Yeah,
Wow.
with some benefit.
That's actually really... Huh.
You play one of these, and if they have 8 in their graveyard, you play one of these, and you see another one toward the top, and you're like, this just feels wrong.
The new follower, Kieran's in the chat, just said that when it comes to Maddening Cacophony, Jace is still just traumatized about those shoes. Yeah, we finally talked about that on Monday Night Magic this week.
I forgot
And
about that.
do what?
I said I forgot about that.
Yeah, the K-Swiss. 300 exclusive pairs of K-Swiss Jace shoes that glow in the dark. But then I remember that, like, the collector shoes industry is totally a thing
Yeah.
that I just have nothing to do with. So it's not actually weird at all unless you've never seen that sort of thing before. In which case, then it's really freaking weird. Alright, Pinball Witch said she likes Bubble Snare. It's one of her favorite designs of the set. Bubble Snare, for a single blue, is an enchant creature aura that is common. And it has kicker of 2 and a blue. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Oh! Okay, so for 1 mana, it's hey, you only get 1 use out of that thing. And for 4 mana, it's you'd get no more uses out of that thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for 1 mana, if the thing is already tapped, then...
Then that means they got 1 use out of it, Mike.
They
I
may
mean,
have gotten,
what?
they may have gotten multiple uses out of it if you're gonna be all technical. But yeah, this seems
Could have gotten multiple uses with the kick version, too. Screw you guys.
Yeah, what if you use some other thing to untap it? Shut up, Mike. But but yeah, I like the design on that. You're right.
seems really clean, elegant design, but
Yeah.
it's still versatile. I'm happy probably to play this either way. So
Yeah, I like that Bubble Snare and Anti-Cognition are both differently useful early in the game and later in the game.
yes,
which is always one of the benefits to Kicker in Bubble Snare's case. That's just how Kicker works.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, wait, Chilling Trap. People said there were no traps in the set. Look, it's right there.
It's not a real trap.
Yeah, it's not the trap mechanic. It's just the name. But still.
I miss the traps. So.
All right, what else we got then? Anybody?
We talked about the Leviathan Crab.
He's the best.
Yeah, we did.
He would have been the art that I used for the thumbnail if we hadn't gotten to the Canyon Jerboa there at the end. Aw. Okay, Mike, what?
Yeah, I was going to say, I happened to see in the Discord that we got a comment. We were adding or removing words from Confounding Conundrum and maybe some of the other cards. No, we were adding or removing words from that green thing that...
yeah, not Confounding Conundrum.
Right.
The Ancient Green Warden.
Yeah, Ancient Green Warden.
Yeah, it says, if a land entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers in an additional time. It doesn't matter if it's your land or not, which is the part that we I don't think we added or removed words. I think we just missed that entirely.
Yeah.
So if your opponent playing a land does something with your permanents, like if you have a Confounding Conundrum, it'll trigger twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that in the Discord and I went, no, wait, what? And I read Confounding Conundrum. I'm like, no, we got that right. Then I scrolled down to the green card. Oh, I get it. Okay. Ooh, we should talk about a red card.
Okay.
We should.
What red card do we want to talk about?
I don't know. How about Valakut Exploration? I don't know what this does. So, for 2 and a red, it's an enchantment. Oh god, a red rare enchantment. Fine.
You'll be happy with this one.
I don't believe you. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Oh, that's cool. Alright, and then at the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them into their owner's graveyard, then Valakut Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. Oh!
So you either play the card, or you just...
It turns into opponent damage.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it even goes into your graveyard, so you can do stuff with it later.
Of course, Mike would be the one to point that out.
Of course.
Mike.
I get to put cards in my graveyard and deal damage to my opponents at the same time?
What?
Only if you don't actually play those cards, though. But hey,
I'll play them eventually.
Yeah, remember, this Mike we're talking about.
I know. Right next to it is a really interesting take on Goblin Guide.
Okay.
It's Wayward Guide Beast. It even has the word guide in the name. And has a goblin running behind it. Because it's even faster than the Goblin Guide. For a single red, it is a 2/2 beast with trample and haste. Does that sound familiar? And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, return a land you control to its owner's hand. So the original Goblin Guide, for 1 red, 2/2, and whenever attacked or dealt combat damage to an opponent attacks, the opponent can look at the top card of their deck. If it's a land, they can reveal and put it into their hand, something like that, yes. Right? Which many times playing against that felt bad because it was super aggressive, and even if you were drawing an extra land, you were still not playing it any faster. And trust me, you needed to be developing your board as quickly as possible against a Goblin Guide. So here, you're not actually even advancing them. You're slowing yourself down, and I'm doing that in quotations because landfall. So yeah, if you've got a really cheap red aggressive deck, this is crazy. and has built-in trample. Yeah, this seems pretty. It lets you reset your modal land, double face lands, if you need the spell on the other end. So
That's true, yeah.
and landfall, like all the landfall.
Yeah, seems good.
Yep, it's not broken. It's just anytime I see a really good aggressive red card, especially red creature, I'm like, oh, this is what this deck is going to look like now. I have confirmed that I am definitely a mid-range player, and when games are over by like turn 4, I'm a little like, wait, what just happened? You might say I'm filled with inordinate rage.
I don't get it.
Inordinate rage is a card in red.
Scroll. Oh, look at that Inordinate Rage.
Why don't you tell us about it?
I don't wanna.
Okay. For 1 and a red, it's an instant. It's common. Target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. Scribe 1. That's all fine. That's all good. Look at this art.
Yeah, the art is something.
It's a Minotaur freaking out over a rat stealing his meat or cheese or something. And the flavor.
Oh my god, he stole his last pog.
What's a pog?
You're of the appropriate age to remember pogs. What the hell, man?
Is that like the bottle cap thing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Okay, the flavor text is great. In my years wandering this land, I've seen a veritable menagerie of fantastic creatures. The one that has eluded me thus far is the fabled easygoing Minotaur. Expedition Wizard. And that Minotaur does look inordinately upset.
Man. That's gonna haunt my dreams, I think. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Wonder if I can find that in a big size to use for the thumbnail. Buh.
Why? And I'm looking at and like, so we've seen Minotaurs on this plane before, but are their horns quite so pronounced?
Moosey?
Yeah. I mean, we saw the legendary Minotaur last time, the one that's like, keep attacking.
Stark said, is this a gritty reboot of Rocky and Bullwinkle? Oh my god.
Oh, that's too good. That's too good.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. I said watch! Like...
Oh, man.
All right. Quick, someone pick another card so I can scroll away.
Well, right next to it is Kargan Intimidator. I don't know if we talked about it.
We have not.
No. This was one of Daquan's preview cards.
So for 1 and a red, it's a rare 3/1 human warrior. Cowards can't block warriors.
That sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
What was Boldweir Intimidator?
Boldweir Intimidator,
Yeah.
So for 1, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Kargan Intimidator gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. Target creature becomes a coward until end of turn. Target warrior gains trample until end of turn.
I like how he's just like, you! And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, you're a coward. He's like, yes, I'm a coward, sir. And because warriors are a thing with this set, because of parties, this slots right in. I mean, it fits the theme. I like some of the like tribal adjacent stuff here that is not like, oh, tribal's tough to do without going overboard and making it feel super linear. But with party, you can still emphasize the creature types that go into it without having the whole set feel like just those tribes. So,
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that it's a 3/1 for 2, and in order to block it, they're going to need, in order to block it most effectively, they're going to need something with more than one creature, both of which need to have, like, 4 health. Or else they're taking some damage, damn it.
yeah.
Because you can go, well, that one's a coward, and this thing is a 4/2 with trample. Ha!
Technically, couldn't you just pay 3 on him?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay. I got the impression you were like, and that guy is gonna be +1/+1, or like you were spreading it around.
Well, I mean, the +1/+1 is only on this guy, but you can give any warrior trample. But like on turn 2, you play this, and then on turn 3, you've got options for how to attack, and in order for them to not take damage, they're gonna have to plan around it or just kill it. I like the idea of having 1 mana open and going, well, that can't block, take 3. Like, that just feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chifuji says the struggle between cowards and warriors continues, and now I'm just kind of waiting, like wondering, are we gonna get a coward lord?
Maybe one day.
Maybe in the set where it's set in a universe where there's a bunch of people that wear glasses all the time, like it's a nerd culture, and whenever they have to attack, something has to happen. Like they build monsters. Maybe we can go back to Kaladesh, and they can build stuff.
Lord.
But it'll be a group of people who are a bunch of nerds, and if they're not in a vehicle, then they're all cowards.
I mean, when I'm not in a vehicle, I am a coward.
What has science done? Literally on Kaladesh, what has the science done?
Ooh, I just saw the Fireblade Charger.
What's that do?
For a red, it's a 1/1 Goblin Warrior that's uncommon. As long as it's equipped, it has haste, and when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. I like it. And the flavor text is, down in flames isn't a destination, but a journey. That's cool.
Yeah.
Alright, what else we got? Ooh, how about black cards? I love black cards. Like, the first 2 cards I see are Blood Beckoning and Blood Price. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
What's all that bloody stuff do?
I don't know. I didn't read them. I just saw the names. It was like, hell yeah.
Hardcore.
Let's see. Blood Beckoning for a single black is a sorcery that's common. Kicker 3. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If this spell was kicked, instead return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh. Okay, I like it. And Blood Price for 3 and a black. Common sorcery, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. You lose 2 life. Oh, it's a new draw 2, lose 2.
Yeah, I love those.
Except this is draw 2 of the top 4, lose 2. Ooh.
Yeah, they've made a couple of those too. There's one that puts the other 2 cards in the graveyard. I think that was printed in Khan's block. And of course, there's the one that you scry 2 and then you draw 2 and lose 2 life. So you can look at up to 4 cards that way.
Cool.
One that, looking at the art, it reminds me of the video for Zendikar Rising, and that's at the very bottom of black. Vanquish the weak.
Okay.
So for 2 and a black, it's a common instant, destroy target creature with power 3 or less. But it reminds me, have you seen the video for Zendikar Rising?
I saw the teaser that was only a few seconds long and had freaking, oh god, what's her name? The crazy one.
Nahiri?
There we go. I'm like, not Nissa, the other one that starts with an N. It has Nahiri doing voiceover, but that's the only one I've seen.
See,
Have you seen the full video?
Wait, like I said, no, I just saw the teaser.
The teaser wasn't a couple seconds.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like
Dirk. He
30
did.
seconds.
He saw the teaser. He has not seen the full video that you're thinking of.
Okay. The full video has essentially this happening in it.
Oh, Pinball said there's a full 4-minute animated trailer. Okay.
Yes.
No, I haven't seen that one. I didn't even know that came out. When did that come out?
A couple weeks ago.
Really?
Like 2 weeks. Yeah, the 2nd, I think, of September. I sent you guys a link in the email. I'm guessing Dirk watched it.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not like the other ones where they're... Like, there were a couple of the early ones which were very similar to the... Like, how... Warcraft has been doing where it's sort of an art style. The background and the characters essentially say the same except for a small animation change. I can't think of what that style is called. But I want to say Wizards was doing the same thing for a while, but they've sort of moved into the more...
with War of the Spark, they started with the full-on...
Yeah,
like
the
CG
full animation
yeah.
stuff. And so, yeah, this is still in that vein of full animation.
Hey, chat.
I thought it was really good, but...
Look what I found.
So it is a piece of meat.
Sorry, what?
It is a piece of meat.
It's his last
It's a
part. Save image. Yeah, that's going to be the thumbnail. Pinball wished through 10 bits and said, Moosataur!
You know, I just thought that the card was kind of interesting because I'm like, haha, look at that. Now that you've blown it up, I'm kind of regretting it.
Damn right you are. It's terrifying. Okay, anyway, right. Wait, did you finish telling us what Vanquish the Weak did? I forgot.
Yeah, I think he
Okay,
did.
good.
Yeah.
He was talking about how it reminded him of something in the video, but he did finish reading the card. There was another card here. Okay, Shadow's Verdict. Have you seen this?
No.
Shadow's Verdict. For 3 and 2 black, it's a rare sorcery. Get this. Exile all creatures and planeswalkers with converted mana cost 3 or less from the battlefield, and all creatures and planeswalker cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from all graveyards.
Oh.
No shenanigans.
Damn.
Goodbye, Nether Shadow.
No!
Wait, does Nether Shadow cost 3 or 4?
Nether Shadow costs 2.
2. That's right. I was thinking, what costs 4?
Ashen Ghoul costs 4.
Ashen Ghoul is fine. Nether Shadow, get out of here.
Sorry, I mean Ashen Ghoul. This is a cool card.
Yeah.
Screw you and all your weenies.
Yes. Take that, weenies.
Ooh, here's a demon. That would kill Mike!
Is that the one we talked about last time?
No, it's a more different one.
It's a more different demon that will still kill Mike?
Yeah, Taborex. Hey, Mike, you should read Taborex.
Oh, yeah. So, for 2 and a black, it starts out as a 2/2 legendary demon cleric with flying. And Taborex Hope's Demise has lifelink as long as it has 5 or more +1/+1 counters on it. So how do you get those +1/+1 counters? Well, I'll tell you.
Practice! No,
Yes.
sorry, that's how you get to Carnegie Hall.
Right.
Studying.
Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Taborex. If that creature was a cleric, you may draw a card. If you do, you lose 1 life. I am okay with this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But there is a possibility that it could kill Mike, which is all we really care about in a demon.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this one's a little safer than, say Scourge of the Skyclaves. Just, yeah, the only way this is going to kill him is if
Mike plays a cleric deck. And this is the commander.
that's a possibility.
Wow, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like, I want one of these. Like,
Yeah, it's cool.
huh.
good thing I got the Shadow's Verdict over here because he costs 3, but does a lot for a 3-drop.
And Kieran Zen points out this one actually has wings.
Yes.
Unlike last week's Scourge of the Skyclaves that only looks like it should have wings.
He's
Also-
on a Skyclave. What's he gonna do to the first person he wants to kill that comes along? He's gonna be, I'm gonna get you, and he's gonna fall off and be like,
I did not notice last week that he has a giant, terrifying tail.
Yeah.
oh
Pretty
wow.
freaky.
What the hell?
Have you seen No Priest of Oblivion? Because that is a hardcore edgelord name.
I have not.
Like, what are you naming your original character? The Priest of Nothing. Oh yeah, well mine is the Null Priest of Nothing. Well, mine's the Null Priest of Oblivion. Very edgy. So, for 1 and a black, this is a Vampire Cleric. It's a 2/1. It has Menace and Lifelink. So, okay. Kicker of 3 and a black, and when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
This is the kicker zombify that someone was talking about on Twitter.
I like this because not only does it get something back for you, but if you have a way to recur this, then it brings something else along with it. Like when you replay it, you target a Null Priest with another Null Priest. You don't get the second Null Priest's nulling. It doesn't do that because you have to kick it. But if you have a way to put this back in your hand, is what I'm saying. Just so we're all clear.
Yeah, you gotta kick it like it was the PA. I predict only Mike gets that, and maybe not even Mike.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Okay, good. I made the same reference while playing Dota Underlords, talking about Phantom Assassin, who is referred to as PA. Like, you gotta kick that PA. Huh? Like Korn said? Anybody? Crickets? Never mind. I don't even think that was on an album. I think it was a soundtrack. Now I have to look it up. Kick the PA. Because jokes are funny. Funnier if you explain them. Oh! This was on the Spawn soundtrack because
That's
it's
what I
by the
thought.
Dust Brothers and Korn.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought.
Oh, that's why. Man, the Spawn soundtrack was so much better than the movie.
Spawn soundtrack was amazing.
Anyway.
I'll have to re-listen to that. I won't say watch it again because I've done my time. But, I'm just having a hard time remembering it away from the movie. So,
But yeah, the Null Priest of Oblivion is pretty awesome. I love this card in ways that I'm not prepared to deal with.
Yes.
Huh.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Yes,
You like putting things in graveyards?
I do.
You like lands
I do.
in your graveyard. What did you think of Nahiri's lithoforming?
Nahiri's
red?
lithoforming.
It is.
Okay. Let me find it.
Well, the art is awesome. Hang on.
It's yes, pretty neat. It's a neat take on, kind of a wheel effect for red. So now here's lithoforming. Costs X red. It's a rare sorcery. Sacrifice X lands. So this isn't an additional cost to cast the spell. So if someone tries to counter your spell, you're not out X lands. You
Thank
don't have to be
goodness.
sad. Yeah. Sacrifice X lands. For each land sacrificed this way, draw a card. You may play X additional lands this turn. And lands you control enter the battlefield tapped this turn.
So my first take when I read it is, oh, this is kind of like a different take on Scape Shift. But it's not. But it kind of is, but it's not.
Yeah, it's like the red scape shift, where red tries to scape shift and just screws it all up.
Right. But you're still drawing. So you might, late game just feels ridiculous. Let's say especially in limited, there are games, if you're stalling out, where you have like 9 mana. So you're like, all right, I'll sack 4 of these because I can probably play whatever I draw. And maybe I'll get some lands to replay, which is great for multiple instances of landfall this turn.
Yes.
Along with restocking my hand. Wow. Yeah, definitely late game, early game, this feels too risky. Like, well, you know what? I need to draw some cards, so... But I guess because of the 2 red, unless you're generating mana some other way, you're never going to completely get rid of your lands. Right?
Yeah, you need help from another source.
Right.
This is a really neat card. I don't know where that came from.
God.
Okay, there. I didn't realize that Chewie was, I don't know, British, kind of, sort
An
of.
idiot?
Well, like 18th century British too.
From the wrong side of the tracks in Maine.
That's what I was thinking. Actually,
there we go.
yeah.
Oh, are you auditioning for The Departed Part 2? More Departing again.
Electric Boogaloo. All right, we're all dumb.
There was one more. There was another card in black
Oh!
that I wanted to mention.
Oh, real quick. One last
What?
thing with this. So with a card that says as additional cost to do whatever, sacrifice, if you copy that spell, you don't have to pay the cost again. But if I cast Nahiri's Lithoform and I play Fork, I still have to sacrifice lands for the copy, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it. You sound like you want something else, but I was just like, wait a minute. So, okay. What are you going to say, Mike?
Yeah, there was another card in black that I wanted to point out as another example of the 8 or more cards in an opponent's graveyard thing, and as an example of some of the cool cards that are in the set. Mind Carver is an equipment that costs 1 black. It's uncommon. And when it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. There are a few of these in this set.
Yeah.
When they come in, they just go ahead and attach to somebody. It's nice. And the equipped cost, if you want to move it around, is 2 and a black. So the equipped creature gets +1/+0. It gets +3/+1 instead, as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard.
Buh.
Yeah.
That's a lot for 1 mana.
It is.
That
It's
is.
great.
Yeah, I think there's a cycle of these in colors. These
Yeah, they're not
equipment
all
that
at the same rarity,
no.
and I'm having trouble seeing one in blue.
Yeah, maybe blue doesn't have one,
Yeah, there's a couple broken cycles in this set.
but there are also some artifact like colorless
Hmm.
equipment that have that attach it as soon as it comes in. I don't know whether this is a direction they're thinking about going with equipment, period, or if it's just, hey, it's Zendikar, it's an adventure world, you need to come prepared kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I imagine whichever one pulls better.
Whoa.
What?
Did you guys see Lithiform Blight right above it?
Yes, I
For
did.
1 and a black, it's an uncommon enchant land aura. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Hey! But the enchanted land loses all land types and abilities, and it has tap, add colorless, so it becomes a waste because there's a blight.
Hmm?
And it gets tap, pay 1 life to add 1 mana of any color.
So
In black. This is
In
a green card.
well, so
Almost.
it's interesting because we don't really see a whole lot of black enchant land stuff anymore, like the old days.
Yeah, like
But-
blight.
But this is interesting because on the one hand, you put it on an opponent's land and it shuts down any other abilities it has and becomes a waste, or they have to pay life to get mana out of it. On the other hand, you play it on your own thing and you use it to fix your mana for the low cost of a life. Because
Yeah.
he doesn't play City of Brass, so
This is fascinating.
this is
Yeah.
interesting. And it's really impactful on the opponent. Like if you play this super early, like you're like turn 1, I play a swamp. Turn 1, they're like, okay, I play an island. Turn 2, I'm like, okay, enchant that island. And now if you want any color out of it, you have to pay life. And you're up a card. But then this is fascinating. I know you just
I just said that.
I know, I agree. And the flavor text, this is a story spotlight card. Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that. Huh. Heedless of Nissa's warnings, Nahiri repeated history. Uh-oh.
Are they gonna break Zendikar again?
I mean, that's what Zendikar's there for.
Yeah, but we keep being they finally realized, hey, the Eldrazi, as interesting as they are not maybe what everybody loves about this plane.
So releasing the next round of Eldrazi?
Well, the Eldrazi are gone, but now, like, I'm just picturing Wreck-It Ralph, and he's going, I'm gonna wreck it, and everybody's like, why though? We like this. Just leave us our adventure safari land. So, I don't know. I'm jumping to conclusions. Who knows? Maybe it
Nahiri's
won't be.
like, they look up at me and they whisper, help. And I look down and I say, no. Because Nahiri, it turns out, is actually Rorschach.
Dun, dun, dun.
She looks at Soren and he's in the wall and she's like, I'm not trapped in here with you.
Does this mean that Jace is Dr. Manhattan? Because I refuse to accept this reality.
I mean, he was partially naked during a whole set.
Yeah.
Hopefully he wasn't, full Dr. Manhattan freeball in it, but,
It was the islands, Who's gonna...
What is wrong with us?
We do not have time for that.
Also, I really like the dancing alligator, crocodile.
What is up with its arm?
He's dancing.
But it's at an unnatural angle.
No,
I'm pretty sure he's looking at the water and going, ooh, 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 ooh.
Oh, there's dirt in this water. Ew.
He's trying to get away from the snake in the next card over. He's like,
You're a muck lord, man. You lord a muck. Come on.
Yeah, that's the Gul'draw's Mucklord, by the way. It's the card we're talking about. It's just the art is a dancing crocodile. It's straight up. He's
Or
like,
he's afraid of the water.
or
or
he's
snakes.
afraid of the water. Yeah, he's something. He's not just doing crocodile things though. Hashtag crocodile things.
We're gonna get
All
that
right.
trending.
What is just crocodile things? For 2 and a black, it's a 2/3 common crocodile. When it dies, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a we like +1/+1 counters theme that seems to be running through black and green, I think.
It
I was about to
is.
say, I noticed both of the cards on this row with it get or deal with +1/+1 counters.
Mhm.
So, if we go down to gold real quick, look at a card called Moss Pit Skeleton.
Must put skeleton rules.
Oh, you said gold. Hang on.
Well,
I
it
can't
does have
spell. There we go.
it does have to do with the graveyard and +1/+1 counter. So, Mike, why don't you tell us about it?
All right. Moss Pit Skeleton costs a black and a green for a 2/2 uncommon plant skeleton. It also has kicker of 3. If Moss Pit Skeleton was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. So this is just a good deal. Either 2 for a 2/2 or 5 for a 5/5. I like it.
Yeah.
Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, if Moss Pit Skeleton is in your graveyard, you may put Moss Pit Skeleton on top of your library.
Value.
Yeah.
So, all these,
Ooh.
like you said, with that theme, the ability to regrow your skeletons, which maybe you played them early on and then they died, and now you can pay the kicker. And of course, a kicked skeleton regrows other skeletons.
Yeah, do.
So, yes, that is the theme.
That's
Also-
really cool. I love the design on this.
This set, I'm telling you what, you remember that token that you were like not comfortable looking at? The Hydra token where
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you go up into the left a little bit, you've got Grakmore.
Grakmore. What a great name.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, Dirk, why don't you tell us about it?
It is green after all.
It is. So for 1 black green, it is a legendary creature. It's a Hydra horror, which probably whatever that Hydra that was shedding skin was a week or 2 ago. This is probably what it turned into.
Ugh.
So for 0/0, Grakmore Skyclave Ravager enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, put a +1/+1 counter on Grakmore. When Grakmore dies, create an XX black and green Hydra creature token, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Grakmore.
Huh.
So in other words, where is my Arcbound deck?
Uh,
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yeah. If it dies, it molts into the token and you get another use out of it.
Yeah. Neato. So, hey, let's hit these golden legendary creatures real quick.
Yeah.
So we've got Akiri Fearless Voyager for 1, a red and a white. Core Warrior, 3/3. Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw a card. Oh, hey, equipment. For a white, you may unattach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature, and it gains indestructible until end of turn. Wait, what?
So you attack with, let's just say her, while she's holding an equipment. Once she's attacking, you draw a card, because you don't actually have to hit the opponent. And if they block, you throw away the equipment, I guess, and she's indestructible until end of turn.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how dropping your gear makes you indestructible, but maybe don't think about it too flavorfully.
I mean, she's a climber, so maybe it's something to do with scaling the walls.
Yeah, like throwing a hook or something. I don't know.
Right. That's my best guess.
Huh. That's neat though. I like it. And please note, as chat pointed out, it says whenever you attack a player with one or more equipped creatures, draw a card. So if you attack with 8 creatures that are equipped, you draw 1 card. That's important. It's like, all right, I attack with these 3, so I draw 3. No, you don't. Stop that, and then you whap them on the nose. I mean, what?
That is correct. It will trigger if you attack with at least 1 equipped creature. It doesn't care about any more.
All right. How about Kaza? Kaza looks like they're having a ball. That means somebody read the card.
I'd say Brian.
Okay. I have been nominated to read this card. All right, so that is Kaza, Royal Chaser. For a blue and a red, it is a legendary human wizard with flying and haste, 1/2. Tap. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less to cast, where X is the number of wizards you control as this ability resolves. So if they, lightning bolt your thing, your wizard, then the X will be 1 less than it used to be just a second ago. So
yeah,
again,
I feel like
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like in a pure rules sense, it doesn't need some of those extra words at the end, but they probably added it there because people were getting confused during playtesting about exactly how it worked.
Yeah, they added it for clarity. I get the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just how that works, right?
Yeah.
Like, it does count the number of wizards as the ability resolves.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, again, like we talked about, a little bit of warrior tribal. Here's a little bit of wizard tribal in red and blue. So, natural fit.
Yeah, so red and white are the warrior colors. Red and blue are the wizard colors. Blue and black are the... Hang on, what am I missing? The rogue colors.
Yes.
What's the other one? Cleric is black and white.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why, as we said last week, the dual lands, you have all of those and then 2 that have green. Because they wanted all of the pairs that went with the party members' colors. Yeah. Okay. What's next? Ooh, Linvala's back.
Yeah.
What's she do?
So that's all kinds of fancy stuff. Linvala Shield of Seagate costs 1 a white and a blue for a 3/3 legendary angel wizard with flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, choose target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Until your next turn, it can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. And you can sacrifice Linvala, choose hexproof or indestructible. Creatures you control gain that ability until end of turn.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, so basically whatever you need to protect them against, unless it's a mass exile spell, they are protected.
I was gonna say, why would you choose hexproof instead of indestructible? I guess if it's like bounce target.
Yeah, targeted removal.
Yep, it's not.
But targeted removal, the indestructible stops unless it's bounce or exile.
Right.
Yeah.
bounce, exile, minus, you know.
Well, neither of these stops the minus if it's like all creatures, but
Yeah, yes, this does not stop mutilate, but it stops a bunch of other stuff.
yeah.
And it's an angel wizard, so she's still... Even angels got jobs now.
I
Must be the economy.
was to say about time. Freeloader. All right, who is... Okay, we talked about Omnath last week. He's groovy. Let's see. So how about this Skyclave Hierophant? Aura.
I think that's you.
Aura. Sorry.
Hoorah.
Skyclave Hierophant. All right, for 2 a black and a white. It's a legendary core cleric with lifelink. It's a 3/3. When Aura, Skyclave Hierophant, or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with a lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh.
I missed that part the first time.
That's gonna get stupid. I want to build a new cleric deck now. Put in
With the Flying Demon?
this guy could be the commander. We'll put in the Flying Demon. Cause this is nuts. Like, you can get a ridiculous chain going with this sort of thing.
Yeah. There's a comment in chat. I think the first time I read this, when I started reading words that were similar to Soul Shift, I just kind of put the rest of the words from Soul Shift in there and thought they went to your hand. But nope, they don't go to your hand. Go to the battlefield.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Like, I've already got a 60-card cleric deck built. I could easily take some modern clerics and several from this set and turn it into a hell of a commander deck.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Alright, that's plans for the future, I guess. On the off chance I ever get to actually play Magic again. No.
Eventually.
So, okay. That's cool as hell.
Next one is Philath, World Sculptor.
What in the hell is going on in this art?
I don't know.
I can't see anything that resembles a face.
It's like the land decided to...
Yeah.
The land came alive.
Like, I'm trying to find the face, and I'm not seeing the face.
Yeah, there's a pointy, beaky part, but I'm not convinced.
So,
Okay.
anyway, it's for 4 red-green. It's a 5/5 legendary creature elemental that's rare. When Philath, World Sculptor, enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each basic land you control.
Okay.
It has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target plant you control.
What the hell? Dude, you could put 4 +1/+1 counters on Mr. Green. Sorry, if you watched Clue with us in the watch party last weekend, then in one of the endings, he's like, "I'm a plant," and for some reason, that always stuck out in my head. The promo art has a more traditional humanoid build. Okay, hang on. Oh, multicolor.
There's a link at the top of the card image gallery to the
Oh yeah.
fancy versions.
Okay, yeah. See, that one has a face. It's right there. Look at that face. Facey face. Hoorah. Okay, sorry. I like... This is cool.
Mm-hmm. If you can cheat this out early, this is, or at least have some sort of thing where you're going to be doing getting lands out. You could have a really big problem for someone to have to deal with.
You could have multiple really big problems for someone to have to deal with. Buh. Alright, I like this card. This card's neat. What's next?
Looks like the next one is Verazol the Split Current.
It's a Sipent.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it do?
For X, a green and a blue. It says 0/0 Legendary Serpent. And it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each mana spent to cast it. So you get credit for the green and the blue as well.
Oh, so it could be a 2/2 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. You're always getting a good deal on the size.
Yeah, it's always square stats. That's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So check this out. Whenever you cast a kicked spell, you may remove 2 +1/+1 counters from Verazol. If you do, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. And it has some helpful reminder text. A copy of a permanent spell becomes a token.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I don't remember if that was supported in the rules before, copies of permanent spells, or if this indicates it's going to be a new thing, but regardless, hey, here it is.
I don't know if you've ever been able to copy permanent spells before.
No.
Lots of the copy things say instant and sorcery, if not all of them, up until the things in this set.
Yeah.
Ah, Magnus says, nope, this is a new thing. Okay.
Yeah, so does Pinball.
Hang on, I have to ban this bot. Get out of here.
That's like Scorpion. Get out of here.
I don't think that's what he says.
It's the inverted scorpion.
Yes.
But yeah, this card is neat. Like, you set it up. Like, if you untap with this thing, you can get 2 copy, or get an extra copy of... Like, getting an extra copy of any kicked spell is... for no extra mana, is just stupid good. Like, it's just good. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because kickers are expensive.
Yeah.
Wow. This feels like a card Brian would lose his mind over, but I don't think he's back yet.
I'm back. And the Kicker Serpent is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know that I'm losing my mind. Kicker's a good ability. This is fine. Feels a little straightforward. What should you do with it? You should play kicker spells.
Yeah. You could get 2 5/5 Moss Pit Skeletons for just 5 mana.
I mean, I would take that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could mill somebody out for 75%.
For literally their entire deck.
Well,
wait,
no. Roughly 3/4.
Yeah.
Depending on how the rounding goes.
I forget it's half as it resolves, not half when you cast it.
Yes.
That's so cool. Hey, Brian, did you have anything to add about Aura or Philath?
Aura or Philath? Aura is the which one's Aura? Oh, the
cleric.
Yeah, I mean, cleric, tribal, sure.
Yeah.
It's okay. The Philath is really cool. I like that. You should, play it with lands. It reminds me of Avenger of Zendikar.
Which I think is what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they're cool.
Okay.
Do we have any other legendary creatures?
We have
here?
3 more.
We have 3 more.
Yeah.
Are you going down?
Yeah.
So the next one would be Yashar. Yashar? Yashar.
Maybe? It's one of those.
Yashar. Implacable Earth. Okay?
That's not Earth, that's Zendikar. That's dumb. Sorry.
It's a legendary elemental boar. And it's plenty interesting. It's not boring. It's just a boar. And for 2, a green and a white, it is a 4/4. So it's a 4/4 for 4. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic forest card and a basic plains card. Reveal those cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. So it enables landfall. Players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. So no cheating, basically.
Ooh,
No cheating.
lame.
So, yeah. Pretty cool. Seems more of like a safety valve kind of creature. Like, hey, just in case we're making too many free spells, let's not do that. Now, again, with like Nahiri's lithoforming, that's not part of a cost, the sacrificing the land. So that still works exactly the way it says it does. That's not to cast a spell, right? That's just part of the spell's effect.
Yes. Mhm.
Just trying to think what all cards in this set would even have one of these as an option. And maybe
I
it's
haven't
not,
read it. Yeah, I haven't read everything enough times to know that. I'm sure there's something, but this might just be a general. Maybe we should put this effect in the game.
I think so. Just, hey, we don't want people going crazy with this, so. Okay. Next.
Who's a pretty piggy? Good piggy. Zagras, Thief of Heartbeats.
Oh,
Thief of Heartbeats.
Sounds scary.
Okay. So for 4, a red and a black. Wait, this is a rogue. Is rogue in red black and not blue black?
There's some red rogues.
Oh, the rogue right next to it is blue black. Oh.
Hmm.
Okay.
I think that a lot of the types have a tertiary color. So,
Yeah, there's a little bit of a spread.
Just most of the legendaries have been in just the colors, though.
Hmm.
So, Okay, anyway. So Zagras, Thief of Heartbeats. He's a 4/4 legendary vampire rogue for 4, a black and a red. Okay. 4/4 for 6. Got it. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. Oh. And it has flying, death touch, and haste. So if you've already got a rogue and the rest of the party, then it's a 4/4 for 2 with flying, death touch, and haste. All right. Other creatures you control have death touch. Okay.
Gosh.
And whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a planeswalker, destroy that planeswalker. Okay. Wow. He is a Thief of Heartbeats. Jesus.
Turns all the party members into the guy from Temple of Doom.
I was thinking Kano, since you brought up Mortal Kombat earlier, but yeah, that too. Balaram? Is that his name? Yeah.
heart you got
Molaram.
there.
There we go. Excuse me.
Nice heart you got there. It'd be a shame if something were to
May I
happen.
have a look at that?
Oh, this one's not good anymore. You might as well just, give it to me.
Wow. So it
Where's
gives your
the,
creatures death touch and planeswalker combat death touch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's okay. Sold. Buh. Okay, last one.
Last one is Zareth San, the Trickster. For 3 blue-black, it's a 4/4 legendary merfolk rogue. That's rare. And he has Flash. For 2 blue-black, return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand. Put Zareth San, the Trickster, from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking.
Look, it's not ninjutsu. It's rogue jutsu? What?
When Zareth San deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control.
Isn't that what Ink Eyes did?
Yeah.
Well, she described a creature.
Just a creature.
This says permanent.
Permanent.
Also, right after I said Rogue-Jutsu, Pinball Witch threw 5 bits and said, Rogue-Jutsu! And I get the feeling that she did that before she heard me say it because of the delay. So, nice. Great minds, etc., etc. But that's totally just ninjutsu, but with rogue, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, I had read that before, and I went, wait. Hold up. Wait. This sounds, hold on. Okay, well this guy's cool. Little fishy. But bump. I apologize. Alright. So that's a neat card. What else we want to talk about?
I like that.
There were some, Oh, Spoils of Adventure is another neat party card.
Yeah.
For 4 a white and a blue, it's an uncommon instant that costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. It says you gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. Like, I think at 4 mana, this is just about perfect.
Yeah, some of these cost less cards are pretty nuts. The effect you get.
Yeah,
And
if you've
some
got a
of them
full party, this is 2 mana to gain 3 life and draw 3 cards, which is absolutely stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, even if you just have 2, it's great. But some of them, like there's a black card where, I mean, you're getting a lot even for the base cost. Thwart the Grave costs 4 black for an uncommon sorcery, and it costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. But catch what it does. So return target creature card and up to 1 target cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Getting 2 creatures back is pretty big, and
Wow.
6 mana is not, an excessive cost to pay for that. Getting any discount there feels really good.
To the battlefield, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Feels pretty good.
It's a shame that party is probably going to be mostly a limited thing.
Probably just because it requires you to have. You've got to commit more to the board, and usually that means
Mm-hmm.
ripe for exploiting.
Yeah. Although it'll probably be a thing in Commander too, because
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. Like a lot of the cards, getting the bonus for having 2 members of a party is going to give you something really nice. And then if you want to try to work up to full party bonus, especially for the cards that want the full party, yeah, that gives you something to aspire to. But you're not going to need the full party all the time to get a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, like you said, Thwart the Grave is pretty great. As is.
Yeah.
Getting the discount is just kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
No dying.
Sorry.
Whoa, did you see Soul Shatter?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. For 2 and a black, rare instant, each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest converted mana cost among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Whoa.
I really like this artist, Wiley Beckert, on Soul Shatter and Thwart the Grave and a couple other cards.
Oh, that is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was actually, the reason I was so quiet after I read it is because I was staring at the art going, this is neat.
Mm-hmm.
What? Brian, no dying. Are you okay?
Just coughing a little bit.
No dying. Look, I worry about you, so that's what you get.
Okay. Keep going.
Oh, I didn't have anything else. I really like Soul Shatter.
I like it actually. Like so many sacrifice effects, they're just gonna pick a little token or whatever, and this is like, nope, you got to pick the biggest one.
Yeah. Timing on that is going to be key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, what's a color we haven't spent much time in? Blue?
I guess so.
Ooh, how about Thieving Skydiver? Look at this art. She is... Woo!
I can fly. Wait, I don't have flying. Wait, she does have flying. Okay, never mind. It'll be all right.
Oh, hey, look at that.
So Thieving Skydiver for 1 and a blue is a 2/1 Merfolk Rogue with flying. Because when I think of Merfolks, I think of flying. Yeah, sure.
Oh, totally, yeah.
It's a rare. Has kicker of X, and in this case, X can't be 0. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, gain control of target artifact with confirmed mana cost X or less. If that artifact is an equipment, attach it to Thieving Skydiver.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Pretty cool. And it's got the you can't steal. Well, you can steal 0 cost artifact, but you have to pay at least 1. So you have to put something into the kicker. It's not just get a 0 artifact every time for free.
Yeah.
Okay, Wolfie just said what I was thinking. I was about to ask, is this a thing we could see in Legacy? And before I could get that out, he typed Legacy playable.
I mean, I assume so. I don't have enough knowledge of recent Legacy to know what the hotness is.
It's you, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, could possibly be a thing in Vintage? I know literally nothing about Vintage, but
Yeah, it definitely would have been a thing in Vintage if X was allowed to be 0.
yeah.
Probably that probably would have made several decks to generate into give me that. The give me that mirror match.
Yeah, he drew more skydivers than I did, so he won. That guy's a dick. Alright, so wait, there's a cool bear in green with kicker payoffs. Well, I'm gonna need more than that.
Well, how many bears are in green?
It's you, Chewy.
Oh, thank you.
Who was that
I
with the
told you
mask?
it's Chewbacca on the mask. God.
I don't see a bear with kicker.
But bear, you mean 2/2 for 2, okay?
Oh. I was looking for an actual bear.
Well, I just passed one, but that wasn't that great. No, that's not that great.
Oh, it's the very last card in green.
Of course. All right, what's it do?
Well, it doesn't actually have kicker.
No, it's got kicker payoff.
Oh.
Yeah, I like kicker. So Vine Gecko, for 1 and a green, is a 2/2 elemental lizard. The first kicked spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast.
Oh.
Yeah. And whenever you cast a kick spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Vine Gecko.
That's a really bizarre card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a really bizarre card.
It's kind of out there, yeah.
That is so, like, corner case niche that it feels like an old-ass Magic card.
Well, with there's a strong kicker theme in this set. It's not out of place.
Yeah.
It's not out of place, but it's pretty narrow. Goes really well.
Narrow.
Goes really well with the gold serpent. That's like, hey.
Yeah, it does.
I just don't get why you keep calling it like stuff, limited and narrow when it's in a set where kicker is one of the major mechanical themes that shows up all up and down the rarity structure.
I mean, I wouldn't even put this in a limited deck unless I was playing I can't say that word on this show, just an ass load of kicker spells.
There's a lot of such spells to be had.
That is true. I guess it is just a 2/2 for 2, and it could help you at any point make your next spell just cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
True. It's important that it distinguishes spell that you've kicked versus spell with kicker. Because if it was just spell with kicker, you wouldn't have to necessarily kick it.
Right.
But here, you gotta kick it.
I was thinking like trying to wring as much value as possible out of it, but that's not what it's for. It's just there to be a 2/2 and maybe make a spell cheaper and get bigger at the same time. Okay, yeah, all right. But still, like, old Magic sets would have weird-ass cards, usually artifacts, that dealt with whatever the set's mechanic was and would do something weird. Like, whenever you cycle something, do this thing. What? Which, cycling is way easier to do than kicker, so that wasn't a great example. Shut up! Bite me. Some people know what I'm talking about. See, now... Okay, this is something we said on... we were talking about on freaking Monday Night Magic. We were talking about the Tajuru Paragon.
Right.
Who is also a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. We said this is the and the rest. Screw the professor and Marianne. This is and the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody, I can't remember if it was Bill or Clues, was like, and I said that the other colors all had the party members covered. Green was the and the rest color. And I think it was Bill was like, this is the only one I see. And I literally just saw 2. The Veteran Adventurer is also a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another one. Do what?
Talking about something other than the Pack Beast?
Pack Beast? Well, yeah, in green. Because green is supposed to be the one that picks up the slack. Huh, maybe it is just those 2, because I'm not seeing any more either. I seem to remember them saying that green was going to pick up... Yeah, it is just those 2. What? And the Pack Beast.
Yeah, I see a wizard, a cleric, rogue, a couple rogues.
Just a warrior.
Oh, individual creature types. Ah, okay, so green has all of them sprinkled in.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what they meant. So not just creatures that count as all of them, but creatures throughout
In
green
general,
that count
that's
as
good
one of them.
variety.
Yeah, okay.
Fill all the roles.
That makes more sense. But there's definitely at least one other one right here that also counts as everything. So screw you, Bill. Nerd. Okay. Well, it's 10 o'clock. Should we stop or look at a few more or what?
I mean, I think I'm probably good with where we are. I think we've covered most of the like wow stuff in the set. So.
Oh, hang on. There's a red rare enchantment. What in the hell? Look at Roiling Vortex.
Roiling Vortex.
So
this thing.
For 1 and a red, it's a red rare enchantment, because of course it is. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Roiling Vortex deals 1 damage to them. Sure. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that spell, Roiling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player. And it has the activated ability, pay a single red. Your opponents can't gain life this turn. If no mana was spent to cast that spell. So that... It hard counter... Well, not counters, but it's good against, like, copies.
Depending on how they're made.
Yeah, alright. What?
What about bringing things from the graveyard?
Oh, that's not casting a spell. What is this for?
It might just be another, hey, let's put this effect into the game card.
That could be. Oh my god, it's for Storm!
There you go.
What? Did you say no?
Okay. Never mind.
Oh wait, do you cast the Storm copies? I forget how these were.
No, I mean, I figured you were talking about, like 0-cost artifacts or whatever that people keep to get it running. But no, you don't cast the Storm copies.
Okay, you don't cast those. What do you cast? You cast the Cascade copies.
That's true.
Those
cast
spells
things off the Cascade.
Yeah, those spells get cast.
You cast things from Isochron Scepter.
Yeah.
About stuff from Exile.
That's very situationally dependent.
It depends on how it's done.
Rebound, you cast.
Rebound is casting, yeah, okay. So you're probably right. It's probably just a let's get this effect in the game.
Yeah. Just like we were saying earlier about the white-green legend.
Suspend.
Pinball
Pinball Witch in the Chat brings up Suspend. Isn't that weird Time Spiral Remastered set coming up?
Yeah, but that's not going to be standard legal.
Okay.
Wow. That's a really bizarre card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I read through it real quick and went, no, we got to talk about this, but I don't think I fully picked up on that middle paragraph. But obviously, yeah, this does also stop or chunk you real hard for artifacts that cost 0. So this like hard counters that Pure Steel Paladin deck.
Yeah, take that, Mike's deck.
Yeah, I'll take 5, 10, 15. Wait.
No, just play Angel's Grace first. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine, yeah. Duh, what were you even thinking?
Oh yeah, well, of course.
Okay then.
So
that was another look at some of the stuff going on in Zendikar. Hey, Smite the Monstrous is back. I always liked that card.
Yeah.
Hey, did you like Scoot Mob in original Zendikar?
Hang on, which one was that? That was the one. 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 That if you had X number of lands, it got bigger?
It costs
If you had X number of lands, it got a lot bigger.
It only costs a single green for a 1/1, but at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 4 or 5 lands, you put 4 +1/+1 counters on it.
Right. Yeah.
So, we also had the Dragon Master guy that also wanted to have lots of lands. He made dragon tokens. So now we have Scoot Swarm in green for 2 and a green. Costs 3 this time. It's a 1/1. It has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm instead. Which, of course, means...
Oh, God.
So the first Scoot mob would get big. This goes wide. And by wide, I mean... Hope you don't have a problem with bugs.
Pinball Witch threw 10 bits and said, read the flavor text. Then read the flavor text on Scoot Mob. Okay. So Scoot Swarm's flavor text is Survival Rule 782. There are always more Scoot bugs. Zerdy, Goblin Shortcutter. Alright, so let's go to Gatherer. Type in Scoot Mob. Survival Rule 781. There are always more Scoot bugs.
And lo and behold, here are more.
So 781 is there are always more Scoot bugs. And 782 is there are always more Scoot bugs.
As was written.
Okay, thank you, Pinball. That's awesome. Wow, and that's 781 and 782. I would love to see some of the others. There is now Rule 6. Rule 7? Okay, anyway. Alright, well, you know what? That seems like a good place to stop.
There you go.
So, Dorks, how about some final thought type things?
Well, for my final thoughts, tomorrow I'm going to be going and picking up my pre-release kits for Samantha and myself. So we'll be cracking them and building decks and playing them. We played Magic in a little while, so I'm looking forward to that. But otherwise, I mean, I think the set looks really cool, and it's nice to be excited about a Magic set. You know, one that doesn't end with the word Masters or... Those are all fine, but, you know, maybe Horizons? I don't know. We'll see. But no, I'm looking forward to this. It looks neat. That's it. That's all I got.
Word?
I'm looking forward to... I really don't know. I'm looking around like...
Man, that's evergreen.
No, my wife is going to go on a little weekend excursion with Penny, so it'll just be me and the boys. So I guess I'm looking forward to just kind of having the house to the boys and myself and relaxing this weekend.
Nice. Try not to burn the house down.
I'm actually going to bounce because I'm got class tomorrow.
See, when I said try not to burn the house down, and he said, I'm actually gonna, I was like, whoa, Dirk!
No, not that kind.
You're not my boss.
Right,
if I don't go to bed, I might accidentally do that.
Well, have a good night, sir.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
He'll not burn this house down, but he'll bounce right all over it.
You're right? Buh. Now, how about you, Mike?
Was there a question, or are you just asking me for final thoughts?
Just final thoughts, yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's it, really.
Fair enough. Wow, we are just on the ball here with the final thoughting, huh? Well, let's see. How about me? So, this is Thursday, because that's when we record this show. And on Tuesday night and Wednesday night, my last order of the night, DoorDash order, the last one I was going to do before I came home, was a nightmare. The first night, for Tuesday, it was just delayed, and then delayed, and then there was traffic, and I had to go around the long way to get around the traffic because there's some sort of accident or something. And then I finally get to the last drop off, and the drink tray that had 4 drinks in it bent in half, and 2 drinks just dropped into their driveway. And I was so not happy. And I apologized profusely. And they lived out in the middle of freaking nowhere. So by the time I got home, it was like 45 minutes after my dash shift. And then last night, I got home for the last time at 8:30. My dash was supposed to end at 7. But I did a whole big long Twitter thread about that. But then tonight, nothing happened. For the final 2 orders. They were stacked. Like, I got one, and it was a really good deal, and I didn't want to go to the place because it's a place I have to pay for, like, manually, and they're always slow, and the food's always, like, takes a while, and I have to wait around, and nobody that comes into the store wears a mask. And I just didn't want to go, but it was too much money for the small drive, and I went, it's going to bite me in the ass, but I'm going to do it. And then I got another order at the same time for a different restaurant that I'd only ever been to once, that is also always packed and nobody ever wears a damn mask and whatnot. And I'm like, but they both went off without a hitch. It was awesome. Actually had a really good night, both money-wise, with exception of like 15 minutes where I was waiting on an order just in the middle. With it raining all day, I really figured it would be like busy. But after my first 2 orders, I ended up sitting in Chipotle's parking lot going for a while. But once I complained about it, I started getting orders again. It's like Brian Kibler. You just have to complain about it, and it'll get fixed. So, thank goodness. Do what?
Know the reference. I mean, I know who Brian Kibler is. Did he complain about something?
Oh yeah. Whenever Kibler publicly complained about stuff in Magic, usually that's when they'd fix it. Like, do you remember when his opponent was playing eggs and he was like, "Can I just go to the bathroom while he does this?"
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, the eggs deck got banned like the next week. Like,
solely responsible for that, but it certainly was indicative of a problem, yes.
Yeah, but that would happen all the time, where if you want something to get fixed in Magic, have it happen to Brian Kibler.
On camera, yeah.
And then they'll fix it. It was the damnedest thing. But anyway, and I've learned that sometimes that applies to me too. If something's not going well, I complain about it, and suddenly I got orders after that, and I never had to wait past that anymore for the rest of the night. So yay. But yeah, my final order curse did not make it 3 nights. Thank goodness, because I'd said yesterday, I'm like, if the last order tomorrow screws up, I'm taking Friday off. I can't. And Friday is like usually the best day of the week, so thank goodness that nothing happened, so I can work tomorrow and make some damn money. But anyway, as far as the content, right now I've got a lot of Dota Underlords videos going up because I've been playing a lot of Underlords with viewers on stream. And we have a lot of really good games. So then I turn those into videos, because that's what YouTube is for.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And it's been great. Like, I had so the nerf report went up yesterday, that Mike and I finally did about 18.02 and 18.2. And then, yeah, my second Underlords video went up today, and there will be 2 more for Friday and Saturday. Yeah. Because I love that game. And then I'm still working on various other things. The super secret project I haven't done any more concrete work on, but it's still rolling around in my head, and I'm waiting on things to like snap into place so I can start capturing footage. And I guess I need to write a script first. I've never done this before, so I don't know. I'll probably have to go back and forth between script writing and footage capturing. Might have to take more notes first. Anyway, whatever. I'll figure it out, because that's what I do.
It is.
But I think about it a lot. I just, like I said, I'm waiting for things to crystallize and snap into a shape, and I'll go, aha! Which I can feel it getting closer. It's not quite there yet. Ooh. And also, yesterday, I watched It Follows for the first time.
What do you think?
I think that the concept was brilliant. And, like, the various filmmaking bits of it were brilliant, but the actual story itself was just kind of
I can see that. I've never actually seen it the whole way through, but I know the synopsis, and I've seen parts of it, so...
But, like...
I gotcha.
I kept waiting on more things to happen with the characters, and the characters were all just kind of there.
It's definitely a story where I think the whole point is the set pieces, and the people are just there to keep everything moving forward.
I mean, it's heavy on symbolism. Like, it's heavy on symbolism. And it's very much like a modern fairy tale, you know.
Oh, do you think you picked up on what the themes were?
Well, I mean, even just beyond the obvious, don't have sex. It's about a lot more than that. But to be a really good horror movie, you need text and subtext. And this movie's like 3/4 subtext. And I was like, when it was over, I went, is that all? Like, but I can see why, like, film nerds, it's a sexually transmitted demon movie, yeah. But, like, I see why, like, film nerds lost their minds over it, because, I said, the filmmaking techniques and the mise en scene and all of that stuff is really good, but you sort of need, you know, a movie to put all that stuff in. Granted, I'm not a film critic at all. My snap reaction when it was over, like I said, was, oh, is that all? So that was a little weird. But anyway, it's on, at the moment, it's on Tubi, which is free, if anyone wants to watch it. I don't know if it's anywhere else. That's just where I found it. And was like, oh, watch this, because I've never seen it. And I think it's worth watching, but I was expecting a little more, you know? It wasn't a smartphone, it was an e-reader. And you could probably find one. Chifuji in the chat said, I still want the Clam smartphone. I think it's just an e-reader. Because it didn't have, you know, anything else. It's just, she was always reading stuff on it. So I'm pretty sure that's all that is. But anyway. It's like a Clam Nook or something. You remember Nooks?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I never actually saw one with my own eyes. I've heard tell about them, though. I also started watching The Legend of Korra, which I've seen the first season before. And I remember enjoying the first season, and I think I only made it 2 or 3 episodes into the second season before I completely lost interest. But hopefully this time it'll stick. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. And on Fridays, I did a Twitter poll last week. I was like, hey, do I play roguelikes on Fridays or Metroidvanias? And the Twitter poll, roguelikes won. And I was like, no! Because, have you ever heard that saying that if you have a really hard decision and you can't make it, you flip a coin? And instead of letting the coin, make the decision, the way the coin lands, your reaction to that is how you know which one you want?
Yeah, my brother does that sometimes.
I've never heard that, but I can identify 100% with it.
Yeah. So that's what the Twitter poll was, apparently. Because I was like, I don't care, you guys decide. And they decided roguelikes, and I was like, no! So yeah, Fridays are, since I'm not Skyrimming anymore, Fridays are going to be for Metroidvania games. Because I have an assload of Metroidvania games in my Steam library, and I'm just never going to work through them otherwise. So I'm going to start with something this week, and until I beat it, I just don't know which one yet, because I have too many. So that's a problem. But it might be Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. It might be Guacamole. It might be a third thing. I have lots. But yeah, so I'm going to go through those one at a time on Fridays until I get sick of it, and then I'll switch to something else. So yay, Friday Metroidvania streams. Unless we switch our Tuesday night gaming to Fridays, because Gothic is moving, and his schedule is flip-flopping, so he won't be free on Tuesdays anymore. So we might have to do Fridays, in which case I won't do that anymore. But anyway, we'll figure all that out later. And then Saturdays, for those of you that have Amazon Prime, are the watch parties on twitch.tv/themanapool right here, where we watch movies every Friday. Last week we did a double feature rewatch. We watched Clue again, and then we watched Knives Out again, and they're brilliant. Both of them. They're brilliant. If you haven't seen Knives Out, for God's sake, go watch Knives Out.
I think it's on Netflix, and I've been meaning to watch it.
No, it's on Prime.
Oh. Well, I've been meaning to watch it. So.
And it's so good. Oh my God. And if you haven't seen Clue, what the hell's wrong with you? Go watch Clue. It's also on Prime. It's also on somewhere else, because I was scrolling through something else. Oh look, Clue's here too. But I don't remember what that was.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen Clue because I'm not a savage, but I just haven't. I haven't gotten around to Knives Out yet.
Oh, it's so good. And it gets better the more times you watch it, apparently, because watching it the second time, I was like, oh, did you see that? Oh my God. It's so good. They're both funny murder mystery things, but Knives Out is by Rian Johnson, who is quite possibly my favorite current filmmaker. He's the guy who did The Last Jedi, the best of the recent Star Wars movies. Possibly the best Star Wars movie? Yes, said it.
Mm-hmm. I'm there with you.
See? And he also did Brick and Looper and various other things. But anyway, if you're listening to the audio version of this, I'm sorry you missed it, but this week on the watch party, we're going to watch the 2 Addams Family movies back to back. If they're both still on Prime by Saturday. Who knows? Things fall off of Prime at the weirdest times. But yay! So there we go. But hey, if you want to help support what I do with all this streams and podcasts and YouTube videos and things, face and stuff and things, cookies and cakes and junk and stuff, then you can go to patreon.com/themanapool and become a lifeguard, where you can get YouTube videos early and Mana Pool podcasts early, not Monday Night Magic. And odds and ends, if I ever get back on those. By the way, for anyone who's subscribed to the Patreon at the odds and ends tier, I apologize profusely. I was making good headway to get caught back up. And then I hit the beginnings of the Plague Nation attacking. And honestly, with as bad as things are these days, going back and listening to us from like March and April, when we were complaining about how bad things were, not knowing just how bad things were going to get, it is too much for me to handle.
Sweet summer children.
Exactly. Like, I am so... Like, I'm overwhelmed about half of my life these days with how awful things are. So listening to us in the past and not knowing... Listening to us back then, not knowing how bad things were going to get, I just can't. I have started the next odds and ends so many times, and I just can't. So I apologize for the horrible delay. And those, again, this time it's because it's too depressing. So I'm really sorry. I'm hoping to get like my brain in a good headspace sometime soon and knock out more of those as soon as possible.
I mean, back then, we really, truly didn't have any sense of it being September and not only still going through this, but if we're being honest, not having an end in sight. So
yeah,
at the time, yeah, it absolutely, we were like, wow, this is bad, but you know, we'll get through it, but this is bad, and da-da-da. But now you're listening to it and you're like, you guys have no idea. So.
Yeah, like it's not good. So yeah, apologies to anyone, like I said, on the Patreon. But once I get over this, like, out of this pit of despair that is 2020, I'll well, not get over it, but get my head above water long enough to make it through some of those. They will begin going up again, but I just don't have the wherewithal at the moment. And that's Stark with the 37-month resub says, "Look at me, I'm lightening the mood." Hey, the Pinball Witch through 10 bits. That's Stark's name. It is. Oh, the old jokes are the best jokes. So anyway, yeah. Also, you can get the sponsorship shout out. Going back to the lifeguard thing, you can get the sponsorship shout out on both podcasts and on the end screen for all the YouTube videos. So hey, on that note, let's thank them. So how about Al, Kim Maho, Scuzzo, John Parker, Jake Janssens, Mike, Timu Hellas Haru, PJ McMullen, The Beastfather, Aaron Goodwine, Jason Kaus, John Morris, Andrew Hunt, Lance Delicious, Aleph Cat, Cody Buckowing, Casey, Jeff Spencer, Gothic Man, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, Connor Kennedy, Backwards Logic, and ALK Alters. Thank you all so very much for your support, and to all the lifeguards at every tier. I literally could not do this without you. So, yay. But with that, yeah, we'll be done. So this has been the Mana Pool number 602. Sorry for that bummer there at the end. But hey, come watch Addams Family with us. See, now you feel better, right? Yay. Unless you're listening to the audio version of this, which came out later, in which case, hey, come watch whatever we're going to watch next week with us. Saturdays at 7 Eastern is when we start. Yay. Sometimes I have guests. For Clue and Knives Out, I had Steph, who is adorable and loves Clue and had never seen Knives Out. So it was great to get her like reactions from that. It was pretty awesome. Yay.
Yay.
I've had Clues on. I've had, Clues and Jen, Clues and Dr. Mrs. Dr. Clues. and Bill, and I think once I had Clues and Bill. I can't remember if all three of us were on a watch party once. So yay, we have fun on the watch parties. And I try to theme things together somehow. Like the time we watched Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. Spoilers, don't watch Teen Wolf 2. It's like Teen Wolf 1 again, but dumber. But anyway, all right, with that, we will be done. This has been episode 602 of the Mana Pool. Thank you all so very much for listening or joining us or whatever it is you did. And if you're gonna get pre-release packs, pick them up, take them home. At least in the US, do not play in a pre-release, for God's sake. If your store's having a pre-release, stop it! In this country. Other countries, I have no idea. They're probably fine. Everywhere else is fine, but here. This got depressing again. Goodbye!
Bye.
Bye.